Arigatou gozaimashita, Mina, Goshunshin-sama, and everyone in between. Thank you all so much for joining. Today is Welcome to the Hayami Estate. And I have today with me my sweetheart of a co-host, Sir and my guest, Kai Schwarzer. Pardon me if I butchered your name a bit.
You're fine.
Oh, already!
That-
Thank you very much for the raid, Runa Rainstorm. Arigatou gozaimashita, Goshunshin-sama.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Let's give you a shout out, shall we? There we go. Thank you all so much, and thank you very much for the first time chat. Cash Canis. Yes, today's welcome to the Hayami Estate is just a chat with with someone who's been wanting to chat with me for a while, but every time I've tried to set something up for Hayami Estate, something else has always popped up.
It's all good.
I'm so sorry.
You have nothing to apologize for.
Well,
Sometimes life just ends like that.
Yeah, at least now everything is somewhat better. Yeah, I know that. Last week it was Alfred. This week it was going to be that I had my self-defense lesson, but then my transport got in an accident.
That's not very good.
Yep. And unfortunately, I can't announce that I've gone live on Twitter because apparently I have maxed out the amount of tweets I can send in a day, which is a load of
wow.
Bullshit.
I think that's happening to everyone because someone else tried to do that and got banned.
Yeah, I've seen that. Lilin Shibari? I hope I've said that right. Basically, yeah, there's just a whole lot of people that are getting that message of, hey, so you've reached your daily limit. And I'm just like, this is Twitter. You're meant to be, like, doing this sort of thing. What kind of ass-backward bullshit is this?
Hey, just so you know, while I'm doing the interview, I'm also got Nintendo Direct open so I can see what's happening.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, hello.
That's perfectly fine.
Thank you, everyone for popping in. And just so you know, Kai, I have Streamlabs open in the Discord, so you can have a live view of the chat. Hello, Rocco Bear.
I say just fine. Hello, everyone.
I'm doing alright. Ohatsuki. Arigatou gozaimashita, Haseo-san. Ore mo genki desu. I'm certainly a lot better than I was yesterday. Now, why don't you give yourself a short introduction, Kai? Just to let everyone know who my wonderful guest is today.
I'll just go ahead and let you know there might be points where I might not be able to hear you clearly. I've been having some internet issues over on my end, but hopefully it should be good for this interview.
That's okay.
But do you have any questions for me? Because I think you might have cut out for me.
Oh well, I just asked if you wouldn't mind giving a small introduction of yourself.
Oh, okay, my bad. But hello, everyone. My name is Kai Schwarzer. I am the VTuber protagonist. What kind of protagonist? Well, that's just up for you to decide. It could be shonen protagonist. It could be shoujo protagonist, if that's what you want. But all in all, just whatever protagonist ever floats your boat.
Everyone's the protagonist of their own story, as Auron had once said.
Exactly. My only other thing is that if you combine it with the a story that I've been writing to coexist with my lore and everything. I also am able to wield a katana very masterfully and am a master of fire magic.
Well, in my lore, it's kind of interesting.
Oh, really?
Basically, I became.
Her lore is literally just a bit of everything.
I've become god of my own multiverse after me and my husband's killed the last one after they tried to make me into their wife.
Hmm. Sounds fun.
That was interesting. Now I try to live as a normal human, but everyone keeps reminding me. It's like I'm like, I'm just a normal human, and it's pretty funny. But canonically, I have 6 children, 2 of which are Lulus.
All right.
Yes, our daughter is a bit of a loose cannon. When I say loose,
Okay.
let's.
Oh, I was gonna say how so.
She doesn't listen to her father for one thing.
Gotcha.
And she bullies her brother all the time.
Oh well, that's not good.
Like, if I remember correctly, there was this one time that the poor thing. She threw him on a cactus just to see what would happen.
Oh. I say it was entertaining for her, not so entertaining for him.
For the suit, just remember this is an interview for Kai, not about your lore and OCs.
Right, thank you very much for that. This is the reason why I have a co-host to keep me on track.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, my Hayami Estate episodes tend to be just a lovely chat with your best friend's mum, as I like to put it. So, what made you decide to become a VTuber, Kai?
Well, it probably had to start around whenever the boom of like VTubers really started taking place back in around 2020, and I remember I was thinking like, wow, VTubers, I don't know what that is, sounds kind of cringy. But then I remember watching a clip that somebody posted of little old Iron Mouse, and it was one of the I've seen some like clips of her before with her little squeaky voice and everything, but then whenever the clip that really stood out to me that made me think, wow, this is a little bit more different than I thought it was whenever she did one of her opera performances on stream one time. And then I started delving a little bit deeper and deeper into the VTuber rabbit hole. And then...
Hello? Oh, hello, Hizaru! Thank you very much for the raid! That's 2 raids in a row! Arigato gozaimasu. Let's give you a shout out.
I put my face at the time and all that stuff, but then I was like, oh wait, I can do the VTubing thing that I've seen other people do. And so just gather up all the money that I needed to create my model and all that. And well, basically got everything set up. The only issue that I have is that my internet is pretty bad and doesn't allow me to stream.
Oh yes, that's always a terrible thing, especially when you live in Australia. We have even worse internet than most other parts of the world.
That's terrible.
Well, I mean, yeah. But at least it's not like some people where they just end up having to cut stream all the time. I used to have that when I first started. In this new place that I live at the moment. But it stopped. I think they started realizing that there's going to be more people who stream living here, so they upgraded their internet.
Yeah, my main issue is that I live in a really rural area to where where the main population is like a bunch of elderly people, to where they have no use for high speed internet. Why do we need to bother to put the fiber optic cables down? We could just move that stuff to the big city. They're the people that need it more.
You poor thing. Oh.
Yeah, and it's not like I can just get up and move right now. Right now, I'm having to live with mom at the time being, just due to the fact that a couple of years ago, my father died, and she couldn't afford to continue making the house payments, so I moved back in with her and took over the house payments for her.
Oh, that's so sweet of you. That is really sweet of you.
I just try to help when I can.
So, what made you decide on your current VTuber?
Well, my main inspiration came from some JRPGs that I played. Like, my favorite series is like the Trail series. So I took inspiration from a bunch of the different protagonists from that series. And I had no idea about what to do for like the hair. And I remember the lady who done the line work for my model and everything showed me a rough sketch of what it looked like, and I hadn't decided on the hair. And then she had the hair completely lined out in white, and I was like, that actually looks pretty good. So I told her to just keep the hair white and everything. And then it was pointed out to me after it coming out, it was like, you looked a lot like Dante from Devil May Cry. And I'm like, that's not what I was going for. I didn't even think of that.
It's quite funny because, like, Dante is just basically a white-haired version of Leon S. Kennedy.
Yeah, when you look into how the Devil May Cry series was actually created, it pretty much is.
Yep. They just focused on more of the action and style aspects when making Resident Evil 4, and they just went, you know what, fuck this shit, let's make it into a different game.
Yeah, because when you look at how Dante used to be, where he was all kind of serious but still had a little comedy to him, kind of like how Leon had like a little bit of a snarkiness to him in Resident Evil 4. And now when you look at them now, Leon's real serious and all that, while Dante is now wacky woohoo pizza man.
Yeah, we don't talk about we don't talk about DMC.
Oh, what's DMC? That sounds like something very terrible.
It was the supposed reboot of the entire Devil May Cry series, but it...
Oh, yeah, I'm aware. I just try to lock that away from memory.
The fact that it even had the audacity to have a go at Dante's white hair.
Not in a million years.
The original creators DMC creators even refer to original Dante as the gay cowboy, I believe.
Yeah, and then they went full ham in it in Devil May Cry 5.
I think, yeah, someone gifted me Devil May Cry 5, so I can't wait to play that.
Oh, it is so good.
Hey, if my boy makes a comeback, of course I'm gonna play it. And the fact that, like, Nero's also making a comeback? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he used to be just a whiny little bitch boy that went, PDA! Every 5 minutes.
I forgive him just because he's voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, and he's my favorite voice actor still to this day.
So, judging by the fact that you like Devil May Cry, you have a tendency to like things like JRPGs and action games. Am I correct?
Yeah, that is correct.
Nice. I think out of all the Devil May Cry games I've played pretty much all of them.
Even 2?
Yes, even 2.
Did you know you can beat that whole entire game just by using your guns?
Yep. I did that.
They made those guns way too... Oh, they made those games too OP.
The first game was funny. Just the ending. I wanted to be the one that filled your dark soul with light.
I know.
That became a meme, and I'm just like, fucking ace.
It was so good.
Like, that ending was just so bad, it got good.
Yeah, and then they started getting more memey with it as it went on. Like, they tried to be more serious with 2, and look how bad that turned out. And then they went full wacky with 3, with how Dante was acting. And then now we got little serious boy Nero turned into a little mini
It
Dante
didn't
in
help
5 a
with
little bit.
2 that it wasn't made with the original director. It was made for someone else. Someone else directed the game.
Ah.
That is true.
Let us hope that they make a new Devil May Cry game soon. I would love just to see Dante again. The fact that he actually ages, albeit slowly, but in every game I've seen, he's aged.
It might take a little bit of time, considering the fact that Ano's son is currently working on his other baby of Dragon's Dogma 2.
Ah, Dragon's Dogma. Oh, of course. I've never played that game.
It has no right to be as good as it is. Like, I remember when it came out back on 360 and PS3, they actually had a little crossover event with, not really event, a little crossover thing with the new Berserk movies that were coming out at the time, and you can actually dress up your characters as Guts, Casca, and Griffiths from Berserk.
Interesting.
But I think whenever they re-released it for the PS4, they took all those cosmetics out of it.
Well, I mean, Berserk is known as one of the most gruesome animes of all time.
Yeah, and I believe it was actually an inspiration for Dragon's Dogma, if I remember correctly.
My phone giving me notifications. I thought I switched those off. There we go. Don't want those random notifications coming up and you just hear the sound as I'm doing this. Are there any like running gags that you have in your streams?
No, because like I said, I'm not able to stream.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
much pretty much like the only thing I could really say is that some of the videos that I have put out is where I could just go on like little random tangents about just little random factoids. Like I did a Let's Play for that new Digimon Survive that came out back in last July.
Oh yeah.
And go ahead.
Lulu's playing that.
Oh, it's so good.
Which one? What?
Digimon Survive.
I need to play it. I need to get back into playing it. I've not even completed the first run yet.
Oh my god.
The one thing I will say that kind of irritates me about it is the fact that in order to get the true ending, you have to go through the story at least once, and you have to go through it again to get the true ending.
At least,
and that's
right side. At least it sort of encourages replay.
Yeah, exactly. But considering like the story itself could take you up to 40 hours, that's a lot of commitment.
Oh boy. I don't think I'd be able to handle that. I mean, I got Dramatical Murder to play on Bansley, and I heard that that's a long game to play, so I don't do visual novels solely for the reason that they are very, very long.
That really depends on visual novels. Most visual novels are not that long.
But like,
I guess one of the good things about the Digimon Survive was the fact that it has the tactical combat in it in sporadic moments throughout the course of the game, so at least it doesn't feel stale while you're going through the story.
yeah, I got Dramatical Murder because I've been hearing a lot about it, so I thought, you know what, I'll get it. And so far it's looking pretty good. I've only gotten up to the part where we find out about his dog. Where we find out that he has a dog. That's it so far. Not up to the more infamous parts of the story. I won't spoil.
I'm trying to remember what visual novel is that one?
Dramatical Murder. It's the Hentai Yaoi, where
Like the main character got like blue hair.
yeah, main character.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly what.
Main character.
Yeah, I know
has
what you're
blue
talking
hair. I use a lot of its CGs as reference points for artwork I get of Louis Grimm.
Gotcha.
Oh, the wonders of being in a three-way polyamorous relationship.
Yeah.
Out of all the games you've played, which is your favorite?
My absolute favorite game would have to be Persona 4 Golden.
Ah, yes, the game that's been re-released over and over and over and over and over again.
That is true, but there is just something about that particular entry. I know that a lot of people would say that they would prefer 5 and 5 Royal, and that's perfectly reasonable, but I just much prefer like the setting of 4, the characters of 4, just a tad bit more. Like, I'd rather have my Scooby-Doo gang than my Phantom Thief gang.
Nice.
Plus, like I said, with the setting and everything taking place like in a very rural area, it kind of hits a little bit closer to home for me as well.
Of course.
Just without all the mysterious murders.
Isn't it that like with the Persona games, it's like you have these sort of like summons for personas?
Yes.
What exactly are they? Because like I have no idea.
Okay, I can explain this one. Long
All right,
story
go right
short,
ahead.
they're based. It honestly, the best way to it. A persona would change. Like, well, personas would really depend on like the game. But sometimes at best, they're formed from like the public subconscious. More like think about say like 4. You can summon the persona 4.
So they're a projection of one's subconscious mind?
That's
Yes.
more or less the whole gimmick of the games.
So they're essentially tulpas.
The fuck?
I have no idea what that is.
A tulpa is essentially the real life equivalent of a persona. A lot of monks have done it, in which they basically would bring out their subconscious mind in order to interact with the rest of the world. The only thing is with tulpas is that you have to be very, very well fortituded in both body and mind in order to be able to properly do it. If you are one not of sound mind or just unfit to do it, not only will your subconscious take over, but it will harm those around you.
Sounds like
I was just
Persona 4.
I was just going to describe him as from Joe.
Yeah, they also behave very much like stands. They're stands based off folklore and mythology.
Mm. I still find it funny that the most infamous boss in Persona is named Mara. And that literally just means dick.
Yes, it's a dick on a chariot.
Yeah, that's it. It's just a dick on a chariot.
Yes.
It's like if you want people to like really like know the Persona series, you just go Dick Chariot and they're like, what? Look it up.
Well, that particular demon has been around since like the real early days of the original Shin Megami Tensei games.
Is that why there's no Persona 1? Because it was originally known as Shin Megami Tensei.
No, because there was a Persona, like the original Persona game came out on the PlayStation 1 called, I know there's a
Persona Revelation.
Yes, Persona Revelations. And they had a sequel that was split into two parts of Persona 2 Innocent Sin.
Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment.
Yes, and then when it came out on PS2 with Persona 3, that's when they started delving more with like the mechanics you would see in like the Persona games now, with like the social link aspects, the school life focus and everything. But if you even look at the older like Persona 3s and everything, it's literally just Shin Megami Tensei Persona 3. It was only when Persona 5 came out that they got rid of the Shin Megami Tensei title.
Oh. No.
So yeah,
This is so
a lot of Persona game, each Persona game, will also focus on like an aspect of like psychology. Like the first one focused a lot on stuff like, am I a man who's dreaming of being a butterfly, or butterfly dreaming of a man, the three masks and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Persona 2 focuses a lot on stuff like, if I remember correctly, sort of like psychology of like, because I'm convinced someone had resolved daddy issues, and like how parental trauma, and sort of like and psychology of rumors. 3's but death. Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
4 is all about, I guess, like your true, like the true stuff, like what the person you show to your world and like who you really feel and how you really feel. And 5 is about shit. I can't think of the correct way to say it. I'm so tired.
5 is kind of like how other people perceive you as.
Oh yeah, that's better. And how you perceive yourself as.
Interesting. I think Grim would actually be interested in these games, since it all has like root psychology in it.
I'll be amazed if he hasn't played, I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, I've never played any of the Persona games, nor Shin Megami Tensei.
I've played Persona 2, not all of it. 3, a bit of 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry, Grim. I'm sorry.
Well, what's he saying?
Oh, Grim doesn't know about like Shin Megami Tensei and Persona. Huh.
Well, that's kind of weird about the Persona, considering that
No.
Persona has become like one of the more bigger mainstream titles that's come out here recently with JRPGs, especially with the release of 5.
questions that you have, Lulu? Just while I try and think of some.
Nope.
Do you want to swap over with Grim? Because
If he wants to tag out, if he wants to tag in, sure.
Yeah, just let him know. Just a moment. Oh, okay. Games.
I say if you have,
I just
if you,
Hold
go
on.
ahead.
I'm just like trying to think of like questions. You say that like in your lore you're able to wield weaponry. Aside from the katanas, what other weapons can you use?
Well, I dabbled my hand in a little bit of everything, just to try to get a feel for what felt right. Like I went for the spear, considering that the spear is pretty much the most ancient weapon there is, and I feel like if you know how to actually wield a sharp, pointy stick, you be pretty much set right there.
Sharp pointy stick.
Well, that's essentially what it is.
That sounds like a jab at Lulu.
But it just didn't feel right. And then, like I've dealt with other types of swords, but Tana literally not feel for me.
Yeah, most of the weapons that I've handled are things like broadswords, wakizashi, ninjato, and yeah, the Japanese longsword as well.
Yeah. Or to focus more on like the swiftness of a blade instead of like the overall strength of it, because I'd rather be able to move quickly, try to get in multiple slashes in on an opponent, than having to wield a big old sword, hopefully trying to land an attack. And if it doesn't hit, but if it does, it will deal massive damage. I'd rather be a little bit weaker but faster than stronger but slower.
Yeah, the thing is that with the speed of a strike, it can also distract the enemy long enough for you to be able to get away.
True.
And I mean, like most of my fighting skill comes from hand-to-hand combat because I'm learning self-defense at the moment. Yeah, the Arakan school of self-defense, where you roll with the punches and then deal the energy back at your opponent.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fun. Although I get laid on my ass a lot of the time. But hey, that's because I'm trying to spar against my teacher who's been doing it for 10 plus years. And I've only been doing this for 1.
Well, live and learn.
But hey, at least now I know that if I strike hard enough in the jugular, I can win someone long enough to run off. And also, if I roundhouse kick someone hard enough in the side, I can cripple them. I'm still learning.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm still learning how to do a flying windmill kick.
That'd be a sight to see.
Especially with my freaking big double G's just bouncing around. Hey, that it's like almost every male loves to see big tits, and I'm just like, these things are more cumbersome than anything. I'd much.
I'll just say I'm more of a leg man myself.
Well, I mean, Lulu.
Hmm.
Ah, okay. I think you're falling asleep, sweetie. Why don't you go to sleep? I can take it from here.
Alright. Night.
Love you.
Love you too.
Take care.
Poor thing. Goodness. Well, let's see. Yeah. Is that are you going to do anything like a lore video at any time in the future?
Not a lore video per se. I actually have an idea that I'm still wanting to commit on, and I'm actually wanting to do like a VTuber light novel that would incorporate my lore into it.
Oh wow, that sounds like a really big project.
Pretty much with the way I had it set up was that I was going to take like some pretty heavy inspiration from like a fairy tale
So,
and just have it set up to go ahead.
pardon me. I was
Oh,
saying,
you're good.
because of the fact that you talk a lot about anime, what's your favorite?
One Piece.
Just easily hands down, even though that anime has not, that series has not ended.
Nope, 25 plus years and still kicking.
I think the creator said that he's going to keep it going for as long as he can. The only way he'll stop is when he's dead.
That's not even true, because he has like his the people that study under him and everything. He specifically told them, if I remember correctly, hey, if something was to happen to me, you all finish this.
I mean,
This series is getting done.
yeah, because it's like the only other anime series that I know of that was like that, besides Naruto, was Cyborg with Cyborg 009. But with Cyborg 009, the creator actually passed away before the final chapter could be completed.
Oh no.
Sad. Yeah, I can't remember exactly how he passed away, whether it was from sickness or an accident. But yeah, that's what happened.
Like, the only series I can think of to where the creator passed away before they were anywhere near completing it would have been a High School of the Dead.
Shotaro Ishinomori. That's his name. Influential mangaka. Cyborg 009. He was 60 when he passed away, so it was just age.
Oh wow.
That's interesting.
But yeah, like I said, the only series that I was reading when the chapters were coming out, when the creator died before even getting anywhere near completed with his story, was High School of the Dead.
Oh, it wasn't old age that took Ishinomori. It was heart failure.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I just remember reading it monthly whenever the new chapters come out, then all of a sudden it just stopped, and I'm like, well, what the heck's going on here? And then I looked up, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, and Yoshinori
Like
is also the one responsible for Power Rangers.
Power Rangers or Super Sentai?
Hold on, let me double check, because... Okay.
Because I know Super Sentai has been going on for a long time.
Okay. So, notable works are Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Cyborg 009, Ganbare Robocon, and Sarutobi Echan.
Wow. That's quite a legacy right there.
All of his noted works, however, oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, over 35. There's 50. He's got 50 works.
Wow.
He even did a Legend of... Oh, he did the Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past manga.
Oh, for real? That's awesome.
That's cool. But yeah, some of his other notable works would probably be like Genma Wars, Skullman, Kikai Rider, Gilgamesh, and the Sherlock Holmes series.
Interesting.
The more you know.
Yeah, that's true.
May the man rest in peace. He passed away in 98. I was still a
Wow.
I was still a child back then. Like, it would have been literally one year after I moved to Australia, in fact. Wow.
Hmm.
It's sad too, because when I was a kid, I idolized Joe from Cyborg 009.
Yeah.
I
Go ahead. Sorry.
I even told my teachers that I wanted to become a cyborg when I grew up. I was that fucking cringy as a child.
They're like, honey, do you need to go see the nurse?
But I mean, the ability to run so fast that you could even go to the event horizon.
Yeah.
I wanted that power.
Yeah, there was just something that really stood out about his character, because I remember watching like the Cyborg 009 series that came out around in the early 2000s, and was just immediately hooked on it because there's just something unique about it that really made it stood out above a bunch of other stuff that was coming out around the time.
I mean, the fact that one of the characters is literally a baby. A baby! The bad guys experimented on a baby!
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And now that baby's like the most intelligent person on the face of the planet.
Yep. But, yeah, if you actually watch the Cyborg 009 movie, they tried to end the series that way, and oh my god, it was terrible! So terrible!
I feel like I watched it, but it's been so long that I can't even remember a single bit that happened in it.
Oh, like, the ending was just so bad. I hated it so much. Like, Joe does like the usual protagonist sacrifice by taking the antagonist with him to the event horizon and never coming back. That's it. That's that's how the series ends, according to the executives that thought that would be a great way to end the 009 legacy.
Feels very anticlimactic.
I'm just like, you take away the fan favorite. Oh my god. Like, he was going to have a life with, I think it, I forget the name of the, I forget which cyborg the lady.
It was I think she was 3.
Yeah, 003. She was going to, like, have a life with her and raise, I think it's 007, the baby?
No, the baby is 001. He was literally the very first experiment.
Yeah, so, yeah. He was going to, like, help 003 raise 001, even though 001 is so damn smart he could take care of himself. But, oh, that just hurt my heart so badly. It's like how they ended.
Well,
It's like how they ended Resident Evil Vendetta.
I feel like I've watched it, but literally, I can't remember a single thing from it.
The ending of Vendetta is that they managed to cure the A virus with a magical mist that sparkles down from the plane, and as you roll towards the credits, the plane keeps flying off, and you just see the sparkles coming down. I'm like, what is this? Friendship is magic bullshit.
Wow. Didn't
Oh.
even matter considering that they're still making those CG animated Resident Evil movies still to this day.
I hope so, because a lot of the all the live action movies were absolute dog shit, and I'm so glad they're not considered canon. But
Hey,
apparently,
I will say that very first one is decent at best because at least they weren't trying to tell a story from one of the games.
the
very first live action movie.
yeah, I was gonna say the Netflix series that I'm hearing about, that's apparently canon, and the fact that they brought back Wesker, I'm just like, dude, he was meant to be dead, and now he's somehow back. No, he's supposed to have died by literally 2 fucking RPGs to the face and a goddamn lava bath. Let him fucking die.
Chris didn't punch boulders for nothing for Wesker to just come back whenever.
Yeah, Wesker's... We didn't get Chris Boulder punching Redfield for nothing. And the fact that they changed him so much in like Resident Evil 7 and Village. Oh god. Oh wait, was it Resident Evil? Oh, Resident Evil. Yeah, okay. I'm like trying to think. Resident Evil 7 was the one with the demon child. And then Village is the next one in line.
Oh yeah.
I've been hearing that a lot of people are upset that like the way that the Winter Saga has ended with the Shadows of Rose DLC, and I'm just like, well, unfortunately, that's what the team wants. They want to move on to a new protagonist. I hope Jake makes a reappearance. Just imagine.
It's honestly surprising they haven't tried to use him more ever since his one-time appearance in 6.
Yeah, because, like, imagine Jake Wesker actually, like, trying to right the wrongs his father did. That would be one hell of an arc.
Yeah. It would be.
I mean, he has in his blood the not only the antibodies for the C virus, but also like the stem cells of all the other viruses in from the series. So the progenitor, T, G, all that. He has stem cells for those, which could lend to him gaining more powers in the future.
Well, when you write it like that, that might make the series feel a little stale if they just say, hey, look, that person that's got the cure to literally everything that we need, yeah, let's just suck the blood out of him and just create more vaccines.
No, it wouldn't be that he would do that. Just because he has the stem cells for it doesn't mean that he can be the cure for everything. Because with the stem, it depends on what the stem cells then decide to do, whether they help him or be a detriment to him. It's all dependent on what the cells read.
Yeah, got a point there.
It's like how in Parasite Eve, the mitochondria went from being just a powerhouse of the human cell to becoming this parasitic entity that then takes over the host, turning it into one of a myriad of things.
Yeah, that's true, considering like the directions that the Parasite Eve series gets into.
Oh my god, the third birthday, just... Okay, what? Now, like, they're not gonna make another Parasite Eve game ever again.
No, they're not.
So I can basically say this. They've made it that Eve has switched bodies with Aya, and now Eve lives with Aya's fiance, who's now her husband, but what?
To be fair, the only thing I remember about the third birthday is that one of the characters was voiced by Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. That's literally the only thing I remember about the third birthday.
Yeah, it was a very confusing game. I'm kind of glad that it was a PSP exclusive.
Yeah, that is true. It'd just be nice if like Capcom could like do like more remakes, like how they're doing with
Resident Evil?
Like with Resident Evil and stuff. Like for instance, like just to have something fresh and everything, it'd just be nice if they could do something like a Dino Crisis remake.
Oh, that would be awesome. I've never played Dino Crisis, but from what I've seen of it, it looks cool. Resident Evil with dinosaurs. Come on!
Oh, that's the case. I would also just like them to actually do more with the Onimusha series.
Yep.
Because that's just Resident Evil with samurais.
Interesting. Yeah.
But any other questions you like to ask?
Well, do you have any questions for me?
Can't really think of anything. I was like, well, I could turn it back on you when you asked me what got you into VTubing.
My whole journey into VTubing was a complete accident. A lot of people already.
Oh, really?
I commissioned a friend of mine to draw me as an anime character, and another friend of mine saw the artwork and went, "That would make a great VTuber model." And I'm just like, "What?" And that's literally what happened.
Oh, okay.
I came into VTubing not knowing anything. Like, the only VTuber I knew of was Kizuna Ai.
The OG.
Yes.
And now it's hard to keep track of how many VTubers there are now.
Yep. give up VTubing for the world. I mean, I made so many grand new friends, and I've become a lot more confident as a person. If you if you ask Grim or anyone who knows me, I used to be a lot more shy, but now I'm actively like trying to find more people to do my talk shows with. I try to do more collabs with people to help them along, and it's just been a very fun ride since becoming stream mom.
That's very wholesome.
Oh, but I can be very lewd as well. I mean, you've seen my artwork.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I certainly do enjoy. I do certainly like to enjoy myself. That's for sure.
I guess that's why you probably put on there your lewdsome.
A lot of people tend to like tell me, "Oh, you're so wholesome," and then I just slap them with one of my hentai pics. It's like, oh. Oh, it's always fun when I do that.
I say so.
I mean, you're say so, aren't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
You try your best not to be lewd.
Not unless the situation calls for it.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm surprised I haven't started flirting with you yet. Oh well. I do have a bit of a thing where I accidentally flirt with people without noticing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nothing too wrong about that. Especially if it like comes like naturally to you.
Let's see. Oh, I forgot to ask you for your social media links so I can put them in the chat.
Okay. Well, I've got the over on Twitter for @Kai Schwarzer.
Okay, so let me just get that done up. There we go.
And I do have a Twitch account that's Kai Schwarzer as well, but again, can't post anything up on there right now.
Yeah, right now Twitter is broken because a lot of people are just getting these stupid notifications of, oh, I'm sorry, you aren't able to send out any more tweets at this current time. And I'm just like, you fucking what, mate? I used to be able to send like 20 out at a time. What the fuck is wrong?
And then I'll have a YouTube channel that's just Kai Schwarzer.
Okay, let me just go over to my YouTube.
I haven't been posting up on there lately just because until I can get some IRL stuff taken care of, I'm just on a little bit of a break right now, but I decided to take a little time away from that just so I could be here.
Oh, that's sweet. Well, I put your Twitter up on the socials so people can find you.
Okay.
And yeah, let's see who we can have a raid out to today. Let's give someone a rush of dopamine by giving them a nice hello.
That sounds good.
We got. Oh, here we go. Come on. When my eyesight decides to fail on me and I can't find the person after a while. Great. Here we are. We will raid out to a good friend of mine, the Stars Tide. Yep. Okay. Now make sure that when we go and raid into stars that you put the raid message Hayami raid in, and arigatou gozaimashita minna goshushin-sama and everyone in between. And thank you so much, Kai, for joining me today for Hayami Estate. I hope to see you again next time. It was absolutely wonderful to have you.
Thank you for having me. I had a good time.
Alright, go give him a follow on all of his social medias, and until next time, bye!